This is the final official 8-week challenge video that I'm going to be sending out to you guys. Obviously, I had a few people who started a little bit late in the challenge, so we're still going to be going forward. You know, we're going to have the Facebook group. We're still going to be doing all the stuff that we've been doing, but this is basically the end of the official challenge. So please get in your check-in forms. You know, send me some photos, whether you are proud of them or not. I can promise you that I'm proud as punch of every single one of you. It has been just incredible to work alongside you guys. It has been incredible to watch you all change the way that you look at food, the way that you look at how much you move, and just question things. You know, that's what I've always loved about this job, is that you get some really, really good questions that can change the trajectory of your transformation forever. You know, so I really hope that all of you got something out of this challenge. You know, I hope it came across that I did try to put in a lot of effort into making sure that people were looked after, you know, that it was personal to them. That plan, that was really one of the things that I needed to make sure happened, was that the plan felt personable and doable to you. So, you know, once again, there was a lot of people who did this challenge. We ended up having nearly 50 participants in it. So, you know, from my end, you know, with the challenge, the best way to get in contact with me was through those check-ins, because it gave me a streamlined way to be able to look at every single person's response and back them up over everyone else's, and so I can see where people individually, where they are in that journey. And so if you felt like there could have been more interaction with you, the individual, you know, I deeply want to apologize for that, because I want every single person to feel like they matter and like you have the power to change your physique, and you have me in your corner. So whether this 8-week challenge is over or not, I am here. I'm here for you, and all I need from you is your questions and your want to make it better. And if after the 8 weeks you feel like you've gotten to a place where you feel comfortable in like making the changes, you may not be at your exact goal weight that you thought you would get to, or that you were hoping to be, or anything like that. You may not have reached that, and that's not necessarily your fault. It's not necessarily my fault. It's, you know, it's not necessarily the opening of lockdown's fault. You know, it's a little bit of everything, and it's all intertwined, and we can't just pinpoint one reason and one thing. But what we can do is continually optimize how we live, what we do, in a way that is actually going towards our goals and is actually for what we want. Because it's very easy, and especially now, what we need to remember is those first 4 weeks that we had this lockdown challenge, we were exactly that. We were in lockdown. So social pressure was not there. Eating out was not there. You know, having to actually get up and find time to go to the gym to train was not there. It was all from home. It was in your own little bubble with your own little support circle. And that is what made it easy. You need to understand that makes you, people thought it was going to be harder, but that setup where you can't go out even if you wanted to, you can't see friends who, you know, make you go out and eat, or, you know, bring over all sorts of food and stuff like that. You know, that stuff makes it harder. The social pressure when trying to lose weight is one of the hardest things to combat, and to make sure that we are staying on top of. Because, you know, people, if they're not on your same wavelength, if they weren't in the challenge, then they don't understand why you would choose now, out of all times in the year and all times in your life, to try and better yourself. It doesn't make sense to them. It makes sense to me, you know, because this was a really hard year for a lot of people, and, you know, our weight went to somewhere where we didn't really want it to. Our exercise levels dropped dramatically, and, you know, every single one of you, I just know that it's going to, regardless of whether you reached your goal or not, regardless of whether you feel like you could have done better or not, I know that every single one of us have made changes in our lives that can make some amazing things happen in the long term. 8 weeks is not a long time. It's a long time for people who were perfect, every meal on point, never missed a training session. A lot can happen in 8 weeks, but that's not everybody's personality. That's not necessarily my personality. Let me tell you this. The one thing, I'll be honest, I was pretty good throughout the challenge. You know, I did it really alongside you guys, and I wanted to make sure that I was an example of what can happen. But at the same time, there was probably not a single time where I went to the grocery store and I went to Coles and I didn't come out with 3 sushis. You know, I just couldn't. I wanted it, and I had it, and I had it a lot. I had it at least, you know, probably 2 times a week throughout the entire challenge. And that was my biggest, I would honestly say that was my biggest, not downfall, but that was my biggest crutch. I don't know why. I never even used to like sushi, but for some reason, you know, that was something that I kept in my diet pretty much the whole way through, and that gave me the balance that I needed. So it's about balance. This entire challenge was about balance. It's about how much can you sacrifice from the life that you love, and, you know, the life that not even that you love, but that you've been living, to then transform it and change it into something that works for you and is getting closer towards your physique goals. You know, because what we all know, and why every single one of us wanted to join the challenge, it was those weeks and months leading up to the start of the challenge. None of us were living in a way where we felt like we were going to get and reach our physique goals. It just wasn't going to happen, which is why you came to me, and which is why we've set up what we have. And so I hope that through that, the challenge and the plan that you have received can go beyond the 8-week challenge. You know, the community that we've built, you know, the people that are involved, and, you know, all of this, I'm hoping that it can go well beyond the 8 weeks, you know, into next year and beyond, because these changes are going to mean a lot. Not right now, 8 weeks, and especially like for anyone who didn't celebrate and go out and see friends once lockdown ended, I'm not necessarily sure that was the right way to go. I mean, yeah, you got a great challenge, but that was a really important time in Melbourne history. That reopen was huge. And, you know, we're still in a little bit of like limbo with it all, but, you know, being able to go out and just enjoy a meal where someone else cooks for you, and you should not feel guilty about that. I don't want anyone from this challenge to walk away feeling guilty that they went out and saw friends in that last 4 weeks, or that they went out and they had birthday parties that they could actually attend for the first 9 months. I didn't get a birthday. I got a small birthday party. But, you know, so many people didn't even get birthdays. And, you know, so if you were to go out and enjoy and celebrate and drink and eat pizza and all of that stuff, don't feel guilty. Embrace it. It was a part of the process, and it's something that you decided to do in that moment because you thought it was the right thing to do, and you need to stand by that. You need to be able to own that you did that, and you enjoyed it, and you loved every minute of it, and now it's time to be able to make those decisions again. Every single decision we make will affect our bodies and our physique. Whether it's what meals we eat, whether it's how much we sleep, whether it's how much we go out and see friends, how much we move, you know, how much work we do on a day-to-day basis over going out and exercising. It all matters at the end of the day. Everything comes into play when we're talking about the body, because it's all about what's going in and what you're putting out. And so I really, really hope that, you know, we have learned something about ourselves, even if we did not get the photos that we were hoping for. And like, look, don't get me wrong, you know, I just want to make sure that in these videos I talk to every single person, and I don't want anyone to leave this challenge feeling like they failed. No one has failed this challenge, because we all have learned something. At least I hope so, and I think so. And if you haven't, I need you to reach out and talk to me so that we can, because I genuinely believe I can help every single one of you achieve the body that you are after, because the science is simple. The science is not complicated. You can see from the plan that I've given, it's what I know that we're meant to do. It's 3 to 4 meals a day with enough protein and timing the carbohydrates and things right. It's about moving more. There's certain exercises, that are good, and it's just, there was nothing magic about these plans, right? But we all saw progress. We all made progress, whether it was in the first 4 weeks or whether it was over the whole challenge. We all got something from it, I'd like to think. And so I'm just hoping from here we don't just lose that and just throw it in a cupboard, or just close your phone and close Google Sheets and never open it again. That in itself, I don't want to have this conversation 12 months from now where we're back at where we started and we have to do it all over again. You're not back at square one. You are now armed with knowledge and determination to continue this and make the best possible transformation for yourself in the next 4 weeks, in the next 6 months, in the next 2 years, in the next 10 years. It never stops. Our body is always going to be with us, and we always need to take care of it in some shape, way, or form. Whether that means eating healthy, whether it means eating out and enjoying moments with friends, it all matters. And so in all of that, I want to just have a quick shout out and congratulations to everyone who found the strength to go 110% throughout the entire challenge, and found ways that even when their life changed again, and even when their lives went back to normal and they had to go back into the office and they had to, say no to friends who wanted to go out and, do all of that, you guys are incredible. And I have a lot to learn off you as far as mindset goes. And, I think you've just done incredible. And I can't wait to have a look at all of these transformations, and just celebrate, because it's a hard time. It was an extremely hard time, and it was a very uncertain time. And for you guys to put your money where your mouth is, join a challenge, take your programs and just run with them and do what needed to be done with zero face-to-face contact with a coach. Do you know how crazy that is? Do you know how just unbelievable that is, that people lost anywhere from 1, 2, 5, 10, up to 12 kilos in 8 weeks, all on your own? Yes, you watched these videos. Yes, we did some live Zoom workouts, but that was all you. You made that happen. I didn't make that happen. I facilitated it with a program that you could follow, but I can't do the program for you. I can't make that happen without you actually wanting to do it and then doing it. It just is what it is. So I just want to congratulate everybody, absolutely every single person that joined this challenge. It means a lot to me, that you guys trusted me to help you through this process and through this journey. And I want you to know that trust and that relationship that we have built together, it doesn't end here. This is only the beginning. This is the first online challenge that has been run by me, and it only gets better from here, because I'm going to do everything I can, and I want to take all of your feedback, positive, negative, everything, and use it to better the next one and the next one and the next one, because our bodies aren't going anywhere. We need to give it constant love and attention, and I want to be the person that helps you do that. Okay, so thank you, everybody. I cannot thank you enough for just putting your trust in me. I really cannot tell you how much it means to me, to be able to have some of these meaningful conversations. I've never had this much engagement and actual want, from the client side to actually change and do these things that I'm telling them to do. It's mind-blowing to me. I love it. I've loved every minute of it. It was hard work from my end. I just want everyone to know that this wasn't just a quick money grab and throw out a program and then just on your way. A lot of work went into, number one, the programs themselves and setting it up in a way that gave you all the information that was needed. It took a lot of time to set up the videos and the Q&As and the talking, and trying to and spending a lot of time in my own head after reading your check-ins and actually helping understand you as a person, just letting that run in my own head and letting that, go in there, that takes a lot of time to then use that to create content that's actually going to help you. So this was not just, this wasn't even for money. This wasn't even a thing in my mind for it. This was purely to help people change their lives and give them the blueprint that's going to help you do this long term. So from now, what happens? I hope everyone has filled in their check-in form. Put in your photos, whether you like them, don't like them, think they could have been better, think that they're worse than when you started. It doesn't matter. You have still achieved amazing things in this 8 weeks because I've talked to all of you and I understand the emotional side and the physical side. I understand it. I'm so empathetic to every single person in this. So I hope you upload that and give me some real honest feedback on how you feel the challenge went. It's the only way that I'm going to grow. That's what I love. I love hearing positive, negative. It affects me the same because all I'm looking to do is get better. So please do that. The Facebook group is going to change into just a overall private KZPT We Will Transform Facebook page, right? So all of you can join in on this. Everyone that has done the challenge will be accepted into this, but I will be adding in some of my members and some of my athletes that aren't in the 8-week challenge or didn't do the 8-week challenge, and they're going to be added in to create a huge community of people who just want to transform, who want to become the best and strongest and happiest versions of themselves. I'm going to be bringing everybody on board into this, and hopefully it builds a better community. People ask questions, people upload workout videos, all of that stuff. I want to see all of it, and I want to be able to respond to it. I want to be able to optimize it and just get the most out of it, because that community aspect is just the most important thing. So that is going to happen. I am also on Sunday, I did run a group session for the 8-week challenge members, which turned out really well. It was so good to see everyone's faces for the first time in a long time, for them to work together, to work hard, to push each other, to, chat out and have a good moment. And I actually had a lot of fun. I've said it in the past, group fitness doesn't necessarily come natural to me. But on that day, every single one of you, you are all awesome. And every single person that joined this challenge, I'm so happy to have on board, and I know you're a good person, and I love that. And I want you to be a part of it and actually find the community and the family of people looking for the same thing, because that's when change really, really happens. That's when we see a lot of progress, is when you're around people that want the same thing. So I'm going to continue it, okay? I am going to continue the Sunday group sessions for anyone that wants to join for the time being, and we'll do this all the way up until Christmas instead of the Zoom workouts. I'm going to do an in-person one on Sundays at Anytime Fitness Uni Hill, and we're gonna crush that, okay? And anyone is welcome from here. I think it'll be really worth it, okay? Now, for people who feel like either feel like they need a little bit more guidance going forward, like the 8 weeks was good, but they're not quite finished and they want to continue on, or if on the other opposite side, you feel like you could have done better, or you have this mindset of where it's just unfinished and you want to go again. I am going to be offering up another phase of programming, so a new diet with a new program that is going to lead us up into Christmas. I'm going to offer that up. I'll put up some prices and things like that in the Facebook group and do a little email about it. But for anyone who wants to continue on going and feels like that they actually got a lot out of this process, that I want to make sure that that's an offer to you, and we can continue to work together and continue transforming our bodies. So that will be up as well for anyone who wants it. But other than that, guys, I just want everyone to feel really proud of themselves, really confident in themselves, that beyond this, we can continue to transform. This is definitely not over. We are going to absolutely take the world over by storm. I really believe that. And the people that I'm working with, and the people that continue on to work with me and choose me as their coach to help them get the body that they're after, you are going to have my 100% support. I really want to change the way that this industry looks at dieting and training and all of that stuff. I want to change all of that completely. And so the only way that's going to happen is with your help as well. And for me to find people that really, really want to change their body no matter what it takes. So thank you again. This has just been unbelievable. I hope I see you all in the next one. If you need anything at all, programs, advice, questions, anything at all, I'm your guy. I want to be there. I want to make this the most, I want to see, do you know what actually, to finish this off, do you know what actually makes me the happiest? And what the best thing you could do for me? It's not send in your best 8-week challenge photo right now, because 8 weeks is just not long enough. My normal diets go for about 25 weeks and I can't do a 25-week challenge. That's just too long for most people. But do you know what's really going to, make my day and make me happy? Is when I get that message from you in 6 months, when I get that message from you in 2 years, when I get that message from you in 10 years and saying that what we did during that 8 weeks and what we did, in these early stages has allowed me to excel. And now look at me, look where I'm at now in 10 years time, because that's what this is all about. We're not going anywhere. We're all living till over 100. I can pretty much guarantee it with the way that modern medicine is going. We're going to be around for a long, long time. So now is our chance to make sure that we are the happiest, healthiest, and strongest versions of ourselves for the rest of the years to come. You guys are awesome. This has been awesome. Thanks again, guys.